Listen closely, because Archangel Michael is not finished speaking to you. The moment you opened this message, something shifted in the invisible world around you. A truth that was hidden for so long has finally stepped into the light. And Archangel Michael wants you to know this: you were never alone. Not even for 1 second. The tears you cried, the nights you stayed awake asking why someone you trusted chose to hurt you. Heaven saw all of it. Every silent wound. Every broken piece. Every time you kept your dignity even when others tried to destroy it. And now the energy has changed. The betrayal that was covered, denied, and disguised is being exposed. Not to punish you, but to free you. Archangel Michael says the person who betrayed you thought you were weak. They believed your silence meant you didn't know. But what they didn't understand is that your silence was protection. Divine protection. Heaven was watching the entire time, collecting every detail, every intention, every lie told behind your back. And today, Michael steps forward with the sword of truth, clearing the path in front of you. Because you are stepping into a life where you don't carry the weight of other people's choices anymore. You are not responsible for their actions, their jealousy, their deceit. You are responsible only for your growth, and you have already grown more than anyone expected. So hear this clearly, Michael says, the pain they caused you will become the reason you rise higher than all of them. The betrayal that once wounded you is becoming the very force that pushes you toward your destiny. Your heart is being restored. Your spirit is being lifted. Your path is being cleansed of every person who was blocking your light. And as you watch this video till the end, you're not just listening, you're healing. You're reclaiming your power. You're stepping into alignment with the life that was meant for you. And before you continue, Archangel Michael wants one thing: stay till the end of this message, because the truth that is coming next will change the way you see everything. And if you're new here, make sure you share this message and subscribe, because this channel is here to guide you, protect you, and remind you of the strength you forget you have. Stay. Don't scroll, the next part is already unfolding. As you continue listening, Archangel Michael moves closer, not in fear, not in anger, but in absolute certainty, because what he is about to reveal is meant to open your eyes in a way they have never been opened before. He says, the one who betrayed you was never ahead of you. They were simply afraid of how far you were about to go. They saw your light, your potential, your kindness, and instead of supporting you, they chose to compete with you. Instead of celebrating you, they tried to dim you. But here's the truth heaven wants you to understand today: nobody can steal what is divinely written for you. No lie, no manipulation, no jealousy can touch your destiny. And the moment you looked past the hurt and kept moving forward, you already defeated everything they tried to do. Michael says the reason you're hearing this now is because your season of confusion is ending. Those moments where you questioned yourself, doubted your worth, replayed their actions, all of that is dissolving. You are becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. Heaven didn't expose their betrayal to make you angry, it exposed it so you could finally walk away without looking back. So you could release the weight that wasn't yours to carry. So you could step into your next chapter with clarity instead of chaos. Because you are entering a phase where only truth, loyalty, and genuine souls will be allowed near you. And listen carefully. Michael says your heart didn't break because you were weak. It broke because it was expanding. Expanding into a version of yourself that can no longer be fooled, no longer be betrayed, no longer be used. The betrayal you suffered has transformed you into someone unstoppable. Someone who can rise even in silence. Someone who can shine even in darkness. Someone who can rebuild without anyone's permission. Heaven is proud of you, not because you survived, but because you chose not to become like the people who hurt you. Right now, Michael is clearing your path with a force so powerful that anyone who tried to block you will simply fade out of your life. Not through revenge, but through divine alignment. New opportunities, new connections, new support systems are coming your way, because you have finally let go of what was holding you back. And as you stay with this message, your energy is shifting. Your spirit is rising. Your story is rewriting itself in front of you. And if you're new here, don't forget to share and subscribe, because your journey is just beginning and you deserve to move forward with guidance, clarity, and strength. Stay, don't scroll, the next part is coming. As you move into this part of the message, Archangel Michael's voice becomes calmer, yet stronger, like a truth that has waited years to finally be spoken. He says, "What they did to you was never a reflection of who you are, it was a reflection of who they chose to become. The betrayal you faced was not because you lacked anything. In fact, it was because you carried everything: kindness, purity, loyalty, honesty, qualities they didn't have the courage to match. They saw your goodness and mistook it for weakness. They thought hurting you would break you. But all they did was reveal their own character and activate your transformation." Michael says heaven has already begun replacing everything you lost. The tears you cried were counted one by one, not ignored. The prayers you whispered in silence have been heard, not forgotten. And now, the things that were taken from you are returning in ways you never expected, so much softer, so much brighter, so much more aligned with who you are becoming. You are stepping into a life where nothing and no one can disturb your peace again. The people who betrayed you were not removed to punish them, they were removed to protect you. Because they could not go where you are going next. And listen carefully, the reason you were chosen for this message is not random. Archangel Michael says your soul has reached a point where old cycles are closing. You may not notice it, but the doors that once refused to open are beginning to unlock. The opportunities you thought were lost are circling back. The people meant for you are being guided toward your path. Everything is shifting for your good. Because the betrayal that once felt like an ending is now becoming your beginning. The hurt that once felt unbearable is slowly turning into wisdom, clarity, and inner strength. Michael wants you to know that forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means you are choosing to free your heart from the weight that wasn't yours. It means you are choosing yourself. It means you are stepping out of the shadows of someone else's choices and stepping into your own light. And that light, your light, is about to attract blessings you never imagined. Your spirit is rising. Your energy is healing. Your future is unfolding with divine timing. And before you move to the next part, Archangel Michael asks you to stay till the end, because the message ahead carries something your soul has been waiting for. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to share and subscribe, because your journey is bigger than you think, and you deserve guidance every step of the way. Stay right here, the next part is already calling you. As this message continues, Archangel Michael brings your attention to something you may have overlooked, the strength you gained in silence. He says, you didn't fight back, not because you were weak, but because your soul understood that the truth would fight for you. And that is exactly what is happening now. The truth that was hidden, twisted, or denied is rising to the surface, and suddenly everything starts making sense. The moments that felt confusing are becoming clear. The actions that felt unfair are revealing their purpose. The betrayal that felt like punishment is turning into protection. Michael wants you to realize something powerful: your life is moving forward at a pace your enemies never expected. They thought breaking your heart would break your future. They thought disappointing you would stop your blessings. But instead, it strengthened your spirit and sharpened your intuition. You learned who deserves your trust and who only deserves your distance. You learned how to read energy, not words. You learned how to stand alone without feeling lonely. Heaven watched you transform quietly, and now it is time for your rising to be seen. He says the person who betrayed you underestimated your resilience. They thought you would fall apart and stay there. But what they didn't understand is that you were being rebuilt by a force greater than them. Every night you survived, every tear you wiped, every breath you took despite the pain, those were victories. And heaven is turning every small victory into a major breakthrough. Your blessings are coming not because you were perfect, but because you remained pure even when life was not. Michael tells you this: your elevation is not revenge. It is alignment. You are being aligned with people who value your heart, not your usefulness. With opportunities that match your purpose, not your fears. With relationships that bring peace, not confusion. The ones who betrayed you are now watching the very story they tried to ruin transform into something far more beautiful than they imagined. Not because you sought justice, but because divine justice works without noise. Right now, as you stay with this message, something in your energy is shifting. Your spirit is relaxing. Your heart is opening again. Your mind is clearing. You're stepping out of survival mode and into receiving mode. And Archangel Michael says your next chapter is already written, full of clarity, full of blessings, full of truth, full of strength. And before you move ahead, if you're new to this channel, make sure to share this message and subscribe, because your journey deserves guidance, protection, and a voice that reminds you of who you truly are. Stay, don't look away, the next part is waiting for you. As you continue listening, Archangel Michael brings your attention to something deeper, the moment your spirit shifted. He says, there was a day when you finally stopped blaming yourself for what others chose to do. That was the day heaven began restoring you. You may not remember the exact moment, but your soul does. It was the day you looked at your pain and realized it was not your fault. It was the day you understood that loyalty cannot be taught, honesty cannot be forced, and love cannot be faked. That realization marked the beginning of your healing, your awakening, and your rise. Michael says the betrayal you went through was not a setback, it was a redirection. A turning point. A divine intervention disguised as heartbreak. If that person had stayed in your life, they would have blocked blessings that were meant only for you. Their presence would have kept you in a cycle of doubt, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. So heaven removed them, not to hurt you, but to protect your destiny. And now that you have walked through the fire, you are stepping out purified, stronger, clearer, and more aligned than ever before. Heaven is guiding you toward connections that will honor your spirit, not test it. People who will speak truth, not play with your emotions. Situations that will bring peace, not chaos. You are being prepared for a life that reflects your true worth. And this time, you won't have to beg for loyalty or question someone's intentions. Michael says, the people coming into your life next will have hearts that match yours. The betrayals of the past were lessons, not losses. They taught you boundaries. They taught you intuition. They taught you how to protect your energy. And now, every part of you is ready for the blessings ahead. You may feel lonely at times, but Michael wants you to know that this loneliness is not emptiness, it is clearing. Clearing space for something greater. Something real. Something divine. Your soul is shedding old attachments and preparing for what you truly deserve. And even if the past still stings, heaven is already turning that pain into wisdom. That heartbreak into growth. That silence into strength. You are becoming someone unshakable. And right now, as you stay with this message, your energy field is opening. The heaviness is lifting. The clarity is settling. You are stepping into your next level without even realizing it. Archangel Michael says, your story is shifting from wounds to victories. Everything that once felt against you is now working for you. And before you go to the next part, if you're new here, remember to share this message and subscribe, because your journey is sacred, and you deserve a voice that guides and empowers you every step of the way. Stay right here, the next part is waiting to lift you even higher. As this message goes deeper, Archangel Michael reveals something your heart needs to hear. You did not lose anything. You were released from what was never aligned with you. The betrayal that once felt like a wound is now becoming a window, showing you who truly deserves a place in your life and who doesn't. You are not in the season of loss. You are in the season of clarity, where masks fall off, intentions reveal themselves, and every person's true character becomes visible. And this clarity is not meant to break you, it is meant to protect you. Michael says the person who betrayed you didn't just lie to you, they lied to themselves. They pretended they could live without your presence, your loyalty, your heart. But now they are realizing that losing you was not a small loss, it was the biggest lesson they have ever faced. While they were busy underestimating you, you were silently becoming someone they can no longer reach. Your spirit outgrew their games. Your soul rose above their intentions. And now, heaven has placed a divine barrier that prevents old pain from re-entering your life. He wants you to understand that your healing is not a sign of weakness, your healing is proof that you are choosing peace over chaos, growth over resentment, and future over past. The strength you carry now is not loud, but it is powerful. It is the kind of strength that comes from surviving what was meant to break you. The kind that comes from trusting that better things are coming, even when you can't see them yet. The kind that comes from letting go with grace instead of holding on with fear. And right now, heaven is rebuilding your story. You may not see the full picture, but pieces are falling into place. The opportunities you missed were never meant to be yours, the ones coming next will fit you perfectly. The relationships that collapsed weren't failures, they were clearing the path for connections that will bring peace and stability. The silence you experienced was not abandonment, it was space being created for blessings with your name on them. Michael says your energy is rising, your intuition is sharpening, your spirit is awakening. You are stepping into a life where you no longer chase, beg, or force anything. What is meant for you will come with honesty. What is aligned with you will stay with loyalty. And what is divinely written for you will arrive with certainty. Your story is shifting from pain to purpose. And as you stay till the end of this message, your soul is aligning with your next chapter. If you're new here, don't forget to share this message and subscribe, because your journey deserves guidance, protection, and a voice that speaks to your soul. Stay right here, the next part is ready to lift you even higher. As this message continues, Archangel Michael draws your attention to a powerful truth. You are stepping into a life that no betrayal can stop, no lie can block, and no enemy can touch. Everything you went through was not a sign of weakness, it was proof of how deeply you are protected. Even when people turned against you, even when their intentions shifted, even when their actions hurt you, heaven never moved away from your side. Every moment you felt alone, you were being guided. Every moment you were confused, you were being redirected. Every moment you were broken, you were being rebuilt. Michael says the person who betrayed you never realized who they were dealing with. They saw your softness but didn't recognize your strength. They saw your kindness but didn't understand your power. And now, heaven is placing you on a path where their actions can no longer influence your destiny. They may watch you from a distance, but they will not be allowed to step into your new season. Your energy has risen too high for them to reach. Your heart has healed too much for them to touch. Your path has been blessed too deeply for them to interfere. Heaven is not just restoring what you lost, it is multiplying it. The opportunities coming your way carry divine fingerprints. The connections forming around you are aligned with your soul, not your wounds. The peace you are stepping into is lasting, not temporary. This time, you will not have to question people's loyalty. You will not have to fight for clarity. You will not have to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's comfort. Michael says, you are entering a chapter where everything finally makes sense. The confusion you once lived with is dissolving. The heaviness you carried is lifting. The pain that kept replaying in your mind is fading into wisdom. You are stepping out of survival mode and into abundance mode. Your energy is becoming magnetic, your intuition sharper, your spirit lighter. And those who tried to dim your light will now witness it shining brighter than ever, effortless, pure, unstoppable. Michael wants you to know that your story is not ending with betrayal, it is beginning with transformation. You are not defined by what happened to you, you are defined by how you rise after it. And your rise is happening now, quietly, gracefully, divinely. Everything you lost will return with more love. Everything that hurt you will turn into strength. Everything that left you will be replaced with something meant for you. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to share this message and subscribe, because your journey is unfolding beautifully, and you deserve guidance that supports your spirit every step of the way. Stay with me, The next part will take your healing even deeper.